Hey guys, welcome back to the Stuff Show. In today's episode, I want to share a story with you guys, and it's about a man who came up from behind. I didn't know him, and he made me feel really uncomfortable. And the reason why I'm telling this story, or why I'm going to tell this story, is because I want you guys to understand the perspective of females today, of why we're so anxious about men, why we're afraid, and why we take that fear and we fight back in a way that sometimes comes across misunderstood by you guys, because we ourselves are a little misunderstood, not knowing how to react to men at a time when we're harassed in public, physically groped or touched. And it's very hard to come from this place of understanding as a woman. I've managed to do it myself, and I still work on this all the time. But not all women have done the work because their job doesn't focus on the work as mine does. So I'm fortunate enough to have that. But I want you guys just to understand how difficult it can be for women to trust you. And this is my personal story that I'm going to share with you now regarding being pretty much sexually harassed in public. So I was in New York City during Christmas time, and I was standing watching the ice skaters with my sister and with her friend. And there were a lot of people there, obviously, because it's like Christmas time, right? So the big tree's up there. We're hanging out by the big tree, and then we're like, oh, let's watch the ice skaters now. This is so great. Oh, there's so many people. It's my favorite place. And especially during Christmas time, Manhattan is the best. So I'm standing there, right? And I'm watching the ice skaters, and all of a sudden I feel someone press up behind me. And you know, it's crazy in New York City, especially Rockefeller Center. It's insane. So there's so many people, and I just assumed, hey, it must be really getting packed over here. And because when we first walked over by the ice skaters, there wasn't like that many people. Like we got a front row at the ice skaters, to watch them. So it wasn't like anything crazy. And so I didn't really look back at the person. Instead, I was just like, okay, like it's tight, like sometimes you're just like a sardine and you're like doing your thing, but I would rather be in front and be the sardine than have to like pull away from all the people, because I don't really mind that many people. But it got to a point when I was like, okay, that's a penis. And I literally felt this guy's dick up against me from behind. And I felt the shape of it. I know what a dick feels like against me, right? But I was in public, and I'm just like, okay, that's not okay, but maybe there's a lot of people. And I just, my heart started pounding a little bit, because it makes you anxious, it makes you worried, it's uncomfortable, it's not okay. And in the moment, you think that any woman would be like, all right, fuck off, back off. But really the instinct, what I noticed about myself anyway, was just like, okay, maybe it's not that, like just keep looking. Maybe you didn't mean it. Like maybe this is, it just, whatever. I was like making excuses for him pretty much, just because I was so uncomfortable and didn't want the confrontation and didn't know what to do in that second of it going on, of how I was feeling. So then it happened again, and I just felt his body press up against mine in a very specific way. And that's when I turned to my sister, and I was right about to say to her, is this guy super close to me, like inappropriately close to me for a reason? Like, are there a lot of people over here? And I was about to say that to her, but instead she right away said, that guy was super close to you. Like that guy was pressing up against you and he just left. And I was like, fuck. And I turned around and he was gone. And I was just like, Ree, that was so creepy, because I felt him. Like I felt him multiple times, and it seemed like a long time. It was just a few minutes. And in my head, like I was going crazy. Like, should I say anything? What should I do? Is this really like his intention? Is he trying to do that? Because, especially with my job, guys, like I'm always trying to put men in that place of like, men have good intention. And truth is, not all men have good intention. And this guy definitely didn't. And it was it was a form of sexual harassment, I would call it. Now knowing what exactly, the position he was in, because I even looked around and there were hardly any people behind me. So he had no reason to be that close up to me. And for me to feel not his whole body, but mainly his dick, for me to just feel that was totally inappropriate. And unnecessary. Complete, even if there were a lot of people, I shouldn't be feeling your dick against me. I just shouldn't, that shouldn't be a thing. So yeah, it was just, I was pretty much in shock in the moment, and this is how most women feel in the moment. We are in shock. We're not like men in the sense where we're gonna fight back right away. You know, we're the type that like kind of freeze sometimes, especially when we're in that mode of like, okay, can I fight? Because men are more likely to feel as though they can fight and they could take care of themselves, where women are more like, can I protect myself if something happens? So we take a little more time, I would say, to kind of think things through. Maybe that's my assumption, being a woman and especially finding myself in this specific situation. But I just thought it was just really disturbing. I felt disturbed. I felt disgusted. I felt like used. I felt dirty. And I felt kind of ashamed and mad at myself for not saying anything. And I just was beating myself up mentally a little bit after that, saying, Steph, why didn't you say something? You of all people should stand for yourself, especially when it comes to men. Like, you would have known what to say. Like, why didn't you just say it? And you know, all that stuff was going on in my head. But at the end of the day, I didn't, because I felt so uncomfortable and so in shock and so, like, what's going on? So yeah, there's things that happen like this. This isn't the first time something like this happened to me, which is why I actually work with men now, because I've been in the place where I was hurt and taken advantage of and used in that way that didn't make me feel good at all, and actually caused a lot of trauma in my life. So, Pico, that's inappropriate, you know. No, so I was in that place before, and just going through this reminds me that there's so many women out there who deal with this and they're sick of it and they're tired of it. And I'm not saying this to say that all men have bad intention or all men do this or all men are pigs. I used to believe that. I used to. And now I don't, because I know there's so many men out there, especially through my Instagram account, who I communicate with on almost a daily basis. So many guys who have such good hearts and are so respectful and are so generous and so intuitive and really smart and wanting to do the right thing. And I want to help men do the right thing. You know, like I said, that's why I do what I do. But there's also a lot of men who do this stuff. So this is just for you guys to give you some perspective on understanding the women who are frustrated, understanding the women who are angry, and being a little more empathetic in that sense of, and maybe more putting yourself more in the place to prove your trust next time you're in a relationship, or, you know, make a woman feel safe. Those are the two things I think women really need from men today, especially good men. Like, you guys really have to focus on trust and safety. If you can make her feel safe, you know, too many guys focus on, I want to make her laugh. Women want a guy who wants it. We want to feel like we could trust you and we're safe with you. Those are the two main things, especially today with everything going on. That's what we need from you guys. So please just take that perspective and go with it in terms of you knowing how to better your next relationship or make her feel the best with you. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to share that for, is to just, like I said, give you perspective and give you some insight as to why women feel this way and what you can do in order to help them not feel that way, which, as I said, is to build trust and make her feel safe with you. So I hope that helped. I know it's kind of an icky story. It's not something you want to hear. It's not something I wanted to experience, let's be honest. But it happens. You know, it's life, and the only way we can get through these things and is to improve our communication with each other and to be better communicators ourselves. And that was my lesson, to be a better communicator and stand for myself in the moment, and not, you know, next time I hope that if something happens like that to me, that I will stand for myself, as I have done in previous occasions, but not this one. So I hope that for every occasion, if this were to happen again, I would stand for myself and say something immediately when I'm uncomfortable. And I ask, if you're a woman watching this, say it immediately, okay? Don't wait. Too many of us wait, and then it's too late, you know, sometimes. So just please take care of yourself, respect your body, make sure those around you respect your body as well. And you guys too, respect your body, make sure women respect your body. All right, guys, so this is a little more of a serious episode, but I hope that spoke to you. And also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because I'll be putting out more reel content, more vlog content. We're going to be getting some interviews on here, so I'd love to share that with you. Also, yay, I hit 200 subscribers. That's something I've been wanting to hit for a while now. Slow but steady wins the race, right? Small wins. Okay, thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.